What's good, family? Welcome back. Welcome back. I guess I should welcome myself back because nobody's here right now. Um, I literally just got done watching that first video I shot. The theme of it is supposed to be, have you ever lost everything? Okay. As you'll notice in that video, I was drinking. I said half pint in the video, but it's actually a pint. That was a pint, and it was Smirnoff because that's how I actually started getting drunk. And 2017 New Year's, bringing in 2018, but that's another talk. I just wanted to follow up with you all, and as I was watching that video, and I'm obviously sober now. It's been 2 days, I believe, yeah, about 2 days since then. That was on the 24th. It uploaded on the 25th. Today's the 26th. I'm gonna make sure it's short so I can go upload it now because it is 11. If I don't hurry up, it'll lag. But anyway, none of that's important. Being a little OCD, it's kind of one of the symptoms that you'll kind of deal with. More so perfectionism, kind of one and the same. Um, a lot of ums, huh? I guess this lighting was better. I feel like I'm right under it, but whatever. We'll get better with time, y'all. Y'all know this raw and authentic. I'm on a government tablet. You know what I'm saying? So we're not dealing with the best equipment. And I wanted to put my headphones in just to see if it would change the audio. I gave it a quick test. It didn't seem like it changed much, but hey, whatever. Here we go. Um, if I could sum up, I just I was drunk that night. Intoxicated. I wasn't drunk. If I was drunk, I would have been passed out. You know what I mean? And I was somewhat coherent, pretty coherent. Um, Over and over and over again since I've been doing that test that I showed you in the first video, which I call the alcohol experiment. I got that from Annie Grace actually as an idea because it was, oh, I wish it would stay like that. That was nice, but hey. Um, the idea came from the idea, the idea of me to do that calendar came from the idea of Annie Grace's idea of being sober curious, okay? Beginning to just question your relationship with alcohol, what it's doing for you. I thought standing under this light would do me justice. It's not, so I'm gonna go over here and sit on this step in the hallway of Buddy's apartment building. Uh, so 551 days I did that, okay? And some days I got a little hammered where I kind of like I got away from it. That thing's it's accurate. It's about 90. It's over 90% accurate for sure. On some of those benders, I know that there were some green days in there. You know what I mean? But hey, painted red because it just shows that you know alcohol has done nothing for me. But you know what? That's a lie. For a time being, especially through my 20s, once I hit up 29, okay, maybe once 19 hit, number 19 hit, I had an excuse to cope with, with it, but that's a lie too, probably. All these lies and stories we make up, I've been coping with it since 2009, and it's not serving me anymore, right? And the more I learn, despite still using, the more I realize that alcohol isn't even the problem. Alcohol is a symptom of of complex trauma. And and I'm like, dude, we need to address the alcohol because there's many more problems. Fear of failure, problems with authority, self-identity issues. When I'm not drinking, then I fiend for sugar, and I've been a sugar baby since I was, you hear me? My mama loved candy, man. Our house was the candy warehouse. You know what I'm saying? Sugar daddies, Boston baked beans, lemon heads, Twizzlers, sunflower seeds, grape crush, strawberry crush. I used to not even like to drink water until I started playing sports. But I'm really at this turning point in my life where I want to help people raise their awareness on, I don't really care for any job. Like, I wouldn't even want to be a surgeon. I have to be there physically. I want to go travel the world with a passport. I've done that, but I stayed pretty local. I didn't go any farther than Jamaica or Mexico, you know what I'm saying, the Caribbeans or Mexico. I want to go, I'm gone. Like, let's go to South America, bro. Let's go to Southeast Asia, man. One of my dream spots would be Singapore. Let's go to Japan. Something crazy, you know what I mean? But anyway, so what can I do to do that? And more so than any of that, on my heart is to help people. I've always been that way. That's how I fell in love with my mama. Got my heart broken, then sat around all that time heartbroken because my mama had a lot going on. Teenage mom, don't have no money, marrying just for support. And I'm like, mama, I got you. I can take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Just work with me. You know what I mean? But she had her own mental issues going on. But me being a child, I'm like almost idolizing her to the point where I just want her to be a mommy. I'm not seeing that she's a human before she anything. You know, and then we had this, that narcissistic, that toxic relationship where I'm being codependent and or she flipping codependent, and it was weird, and I'm using this channel to really dissect that. Okay, um, got fired. Today's Saturday, right? It's pretty much Halloween weekend. It's the 26th. Halloween fall on a Thursday, so everybody celebrating this weekend, this Saturday. I'm in the house. I'm making YouTube videos. I'm studying how can I get better, and I'm studying how to come out authentically. And this is therapeutic for me. For the longest, I would make videos and I would upload them, but then I wouldn't stay consistent. I wouldn't, like when we were kids and we make snowmen, you gotta keep rolling it. Sometimes the snow is soft, so you gotta pack it and then roll it and roll it and roll it until it turns into a big snowball. Then you gotta do it again, right? You got the base, now you gotta get the middle, now you gotta get the head, and that's what I'm doing. I'm at my wit's end. Like I can sit here and tell you, oh, I'm broke. You know how many times I've been broke? Oh, I'm homeless. I'm not homeless right now. Praise God. But I live somewhere I know I don't want to live. Every other night, my neighbors come outside fighting with each other, calling each other B words, and then in the morning they holding hands. Like, bro, you had us up at 2, 3 in the morning. Police pulling up with their sirens on, not sirens, but they lights flickering everywhere, waking everybody up. This for y'all. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with this. And then don't let it get too crazy. Somebody might get stabbed or shot. Y'all get too drunk, get too crazy, So I just wanted to do a follow-up to that last video. Maybe you'll even notice a difference in me, and that's just 2 days being sober. Obviously, I didn't get hammered. I usually drink about double that a day, about a liter, about 70, 150 milliliters to 1 liter a day. That's while working a job and a lot of times keeping a job, but then, it's just, I'm gonna put this story together, but I definitely wanted to do a follow up with that, show you a more sober version of myself, which you're gonna see more of that because that bottle you saw in that video, that Smirnoff bottle, just like the first time I got drunk was with my homie Lokes. It's funny, I'm out in the burbs right now, right? When I was in City Kid, freshman, sophomore, before I moved to the burbs, I didn't do that stuff. I moved to the burbs, everybody, then it's like, it wasn't about making sure we had a strap in the party to be safe. It's about getting drunk in the party to have fun. It's like two different worlds, But you live, you learn, and yeah. I said I wanted to post pretty consistently, especially in the beginning. It gives me a sense of accomplishment, like waking up and making your bed, something so simple. But obviously, we need to get on a mission with this thing. And I'm literally starting from nothing. I think I love to go to YouTube channels that have grown, and then you can go to the list, order it from the oldest to the newest, like reverse, and like people who don't delete their content, you could really see like where they really started. My homie Wesley Version did that. Shout out Wesley Version, man. First video I actually kicked it with, for real. You feel me? Not that long ago, this is like 2018, I think, something like that. And then we just stay contact, man. Shout out Ariella, man. She on the Version team. And so with all that to say, we're gonna start tomorrow, Sunday. We're gonna start tomorrow on, and I know what day one is for the alcohol experiment. What is your why? I'm gonna give you a quick snapshot, then I'm gonna sign out. In my heart, I believe off the top of my head, my why is I am leaving so much untapped potential on the table. It is ridiculous. If there is a God, he gonna see me, and he might just put his head down. He ain't gonna kick me out, but he might just put his head down. Go on, get to your bedroom, son. I gave you limitless potential, and you cried about your mama and stayed drunk. Hola basura. So that's weighing on me. I'm not caddying no more. That stuff was getting drunk on the job. That was cool as a caddy. That's what we did. Get drunk, talk crap to each other, talk crap to the other members. You know what I'm saying? You know, dude got on a pink shirt. We ride past the T-box. Dang, they make that in men's sizes. You know what I'm saying? Finna fall off the back of the car. You know what I'm saying? Not paying attention. Finna get hit by a tree, knocked off the back of the car. So I really excited about this journey. I really feel deep down like this the one. This the one. Like it don't make sense. And then remember I told you I got fired on the 24th, right? The day I started this channel. And then I called my old boss. I'm like, you think if I put in an application you'll have me back? I ain't even read that off to you. I'll do it another time. But she said, I would love to have you back if you can promise to be sober at work. You are amazing when you have a clear mind. So she doing some due diligence right now, but I can't do her again like that. I came in hungover like a mofo one day, and I worked like 75% of the shift, but at that 75% mark, I said, gee, I'm gone. I'm finna fall on one of these tables. Not gonna work. You know, and that's another thing when you suffer from complex trauma, is that you take really risky behavior. Life becomes a little dull, a little numb, maybe a lot of it. And you just, like, you don't play the movie forward. You just stuck in the moment, you know? So I appreciate y'all. It's gonna, listen, I'm gonna stop apologizing for this thing just being me. You know what I'm saying? The lighting sucks, the audio sucks, but in the snap of a finger, all of that would change. If I haven't been making the decisions I'll be making, I'll be probably shooting. You know, I'll probably have a cameraman here right now. You know, not right here, but somewhere. But this is where I am. I'm grateful for it. It's truly a blessing and a miracle that I'm not dead or that I'm not in jail from coping with the trauma with a drink. That's why I call this channel Trauma Drinker. So I appreciate y'all. If y'all celebrating this weekend, you know, happy Halloween. Not that I celebrate Halloween or crazy about Halloween, but it is nice to go, you know what I'm saying, put on a little slight costume and check out all the pretty girls with their little costume. Oh, baby, you're a doctor, huh? Can I be your patient? Oh, bro. And then I'll check in with y'all next time. Romeo Jones with Trauma Drinker. Later.